Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Alright, so there is a mental mistake that a lot of people make, and in this case we're going to talk about men. There's a mental mistake that men can make, and a lot of people do, and I mean a lot of people. We're talking about 80+% of the population, probably more like 93% of the population. In fact, at some point in time, 100% of the population, both men and women, make this mistake that not only can, but does destroy your life in every way, financially, mentally, emotionally, relationship-wise, etc. So there is a program or a part of our brain where we delete, distort, and generalize things. Because if we don't, we would literally go insane. Now, one of the things we learned in psychology class is we have hundreds of thousands, some people would say millions of bits of information coming at you at any point in time. From the temperature shift down by your ankles, to your knees, to your hips, to your head, to your face, to the wind blowing and shifting. Your nervous system picks up on all this, from the slight shifting of the light, the blinking of the light. Even though you think, well, the light's not blinking, well, there's very subtleties and everything, from subtleties in smells and flavors and tonality. So our brain has got to find a way to go, okay, so what is the most important information to take in right now? Because if you take in too much information, you will literally go insane. You will literally have a nervous breakdown and you'll never recover from it. So they say the average human being can handle 7 plus or minus 2 bits of information. So if you've taken psychology class, you know what I'm talking about. Now, during the NLP trainings, they bring this up also, and they say, the average NLP trainer can handle about 12 to 15, some people upwards of 18, 20 bits of information at a time. Now, I find this to be very true. I finished my NLP trainer's training back in the 90s, 1996, I think it was, something like that. And I began noticing I could have conversations with multiple people at a time, and as I began to develop this more and more, I could carry on multiple conversations and thoughts and ideas and just flow from one to another to another. But still, compared to hundreds of thousands or millions of bits of information, that's very little. I mean, it's finite. Now, here's how the brain works. Whatever you focus on is what you're going to get. I want you to think about that for a second. So here's the mistake that the majority of people not only make, but they continue to make it for the rest of their lives. Very few people begin to develop any level of truly coming out of this, and those are the people who will succeed in the world. This is what sports work on. Once you get to the higher levels, you have coaches that are very aware of this, so they work on it and they work on it and work on it, and it spills over into other areas of your life in a really good way. So for those people who look at athletes or musicians or whatever, oh, they're so lucky, no, they have disciplined themselves. They have dedicated their lives to focusing on what they want. Here's the phrase, write it down. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. Now, in a minute or two, I'm going to show you 2 YouTube short videos. They are the horror of what women do to men. It is a nightmare, it is evil, and I am really, really sorry for this being at least part of a fact of life. So let's talk about delete, distort, and generalize. So here's what the brain will do to simplify things down to understandable information. It will delete out anything that it doesn't see, or anything that it doesn't believe, meaning it won't see something even if it's right in front of its face. The brain goes, nope, we don't believe that, therefore I'm not going to allow my human to see that. People can say things to your face and you won't even hear it. And yet when they play the recording back and say, hey, I said this to you 10 times, you're like, you never said that. They play it back and you're like, holy shit, you did say that to me. This is how powerful your brain is. Your brain will literally delete information, distort information to make a belief seem real, even when it's not real. Another thing your brain will do is generalize things and say, well, all women are this, or all people are this, or all those group of people are that. That's generalization. Why? Because it simplifies information. The other thing is, well, it helps support a belief that you may already have. Now, here's the thing you have to remember about beliefs. Beliefs are not true at all, not even close. They're just beliefs. This is why we call them beliefs. Because it's not real. When something is real, it's something that you know. So it's no longer a belief anymore, it's just something that you know. So instead of saying, I believe this, I believe that, or those people are this and these people are that, you say, oh, it is. This is, that is, it is this. So your language begins to shift once you know something to be true. Now here's one of the evils of the world right now. We have this thing called social media. We have YouTube Shorts. We have YouTube videos. We have Facebook. We have Instagram. We have all kinds of platforms where people are throwing up all kinds of information that's just simply not true at all. But if you believe it to be true, your unconscious mind goes, oh, okay, well then this is what we believe is true, so I have to delete, distort, and generalize all the information that I receive to make it appear true to me. My mother had a really negative belief around money. My mom and dad did very well when they first got married, and just right out of the chute, my uncle gave them a deal to take over one of his restaurants because my uncle my great uncle, he owned 11 restaurants at one time in Napa and the surrounding areas, and it was just, he was spread too thin, and he's like, I can't handle anymore. So he said to my mom and dad, you're a newlywed couple, you have 2 children, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to sell this restaurant to you, and you're only going to have to make monthly payments, because my mom and dad didn't have a down payment. So he said, hey, just pay me a certain amount a month until it's paid off, and that's the deal. And it was a great deal. They had already worked there, they were already managing the place, so essentially they just took it over financially and legally. And things were great. We were in the upper middle class of our city. We were new cars. We had a brand new home built. I mean, brand new. It was just, we had an amazing life when I was a kid. And then my mother and father started fighting and arguing and yelling, and my mother wouldn't stop, and it was a nightmare, and blah, 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 blah. And shortly after my mother got divorced, they fought in court over the restaurants. And, to be honest with you, my dad said, look, pick whatever restaurant you want. You can have it, and you can have the home, and you can have the rights to the kids, whatever you want. Just let me have one of the restaurants. That's all my dad wanted. My mom's like, no, I want she literally wanted everything. So they fought in court. And so she had to hire a lawyer, pay court fees, and this dragged out for years. Well, they ended up losing everything except for the house. So all the money was gone. My mother was struggling to make bills meet all of a sudden. And I remember as a little kid, my mother said to me all the time, the more money you have, the more stress you have. I mean, I heard this until I was 20 some years old. I mean, she constantly would bring this up. And here's the funny thing. I do not find that to be true at all. For me, the more money I make, the more money I have, the happier I am. The easier things are done. I can get things done with my business better. I can get this fixed. I can buy this. I can travel. To me, making money is a wonderful thing. I like it. In my mid-20s, or probably a little bit later, I remember looking back on, God, why does my mom have that belief? I'm like, well, she went through a horrible divorce. She decided to fight my dad in court over every little, nickel and dime, and it cost her everything, and it stressed her out. So she made this connection to money. Is it stress? So I'm going to ask you a question. Whose belief is true, mine or hers? The more money you make, the happier you are, the easier life becomes. Or the more money you make, the more stress you have. Whose belief is right? Whose belief is true? Hers or mine? Both. And they're both not true at all. Beliefs aren't true. They're not real. They're just beliefs. Whenever my mom got a really good job that paid really well and the bills were paid, that's when she would start to stress out. It was the weirdest thing in the world to watch her do this. She would end up getting fired, or she would screw a job up, or she'd quit a job, or we'd move. It was always one thing after another. And I just remember going, God, that is just so weird. because she has this belief internally, she would start to freak out when nothing was wrong. Everything I do is to help you understand that you can change and shift things to be in alignment with who you are and what you really want in life. The problem is most human beings are not aware of this, that you can even do this. So what happens with most people? Most people live like my mom. They live in a very horrible, stressful, angry, hate-filled, miserable life simply because they have horrible beliefs and horrible decisions they make because of their beliefs and on, which will make their life worse. And then there's people who just see things in a positive light. Like take me. When I make money, I feel relief. I feel happiness. I just feel a lot better. So now, since this is a men's page, we're going to talk about your belief around women. Social media has been screwing you up in a big way. It's been convincing you women are evil, look for all the red flags, look for all the evil in the world, and women play mind games, and women this, and you got to be stoic, and you got to this, and you got to, and it's, oh my God, what a freaking headache you guys are going through. Here's something I found on social media that is absolutely not true, but here's the thing, because someone read it and had a nice music behind it, they're going to believe it. Now read this. The person you marry is the person you fight with. If you go into a relationship with that belief, you will fight with them a lot, because that's what your brain's going to do. It goes, well, this is what I believe. The person you marry is the person you fight with. And then it goes, well, I guess I got to fight with this person. It is all unconscious. Your beliefs control you unconsciously. This is why you have to be careful of the beliefs that you take on. The house you buy is the house you repair. So what? The dream job you take is the job you stress over. Says who? Who the fuck says that? I mean, see, you have to understand, this is just a belief. It is not real, but you can make it real and be like my mom. The more money you make, the more stress you have. If you have a dream job, you're going to stress. So who makes this stuff up? Everything comes with an inherent sacrifice. No, it doesn't. Whatever makes us feel good will also inevitably make us feel bad. That's not true at all. But if you believe it just because somebody wrote it down on a piece of paper, then your brain goes, oh, well, that must be true because I saw it on YouTube. These are for the non-thinking people of the world. If you just blindly believe someone because they say, see, there's something we learn in NLP. It's called complex equivalent. And this is just one. There's a series of these things. And they all have different names. So this is complex equivalence. If this, then that. So it's called the if-then, right? So if you marry a woman, then you're going to be miserable. That's not necessarily true. If you make more money, then you're going to have more stress. That's not necessarily true either. You can make decisions to stress yourself out. True. Now here's the illusion of it all. You guys are on YouTube and you're watching all these TikTok videos and all these guys who've been hurt. And yeah, a lot of people have been hurt. I'm not denying any of this. So you're listening to a lot of guys who have been hurt, and then they listen to other guys who have been hurt, and they're like, see, our reality is real. Wow, what a shitty fucking reality. I just don't seem to live the reality that you guys are living. Sorry. Now, the horrible videos are coming up really soon. Now, myself, I enjoy women because I speak their right brain language, and women enjoy talking to me because I'm speaking their language that they can understand. This is a concept that until you take my course and you actually learn how to communicate in this way to where they can, it's literally like learning Spanish and going to Mexico or Spain. They're going to understand you. There's not going to be, see, if someone can't speak your language, it's really exhausting and frustrating. Like, what are they saying? Like, what are you saying, man? And it's hard. Well, believe it or not, but men and women speak two different languages. This is one of the pillars of my course to teach you how to open up to the right brain and speak the hidden internal language. I call it hidden because it's hidden from the left brain, which is true. So one of the things they taught us in NLP is, here's the thing about beliefs. You will join people who have your same beliefs, and you will look for any kind of evidence that proves that it's real. And then you'll say, see, here's my evidence. Well, in college, I took an argument debate class, and I hate cigarettes. I mean, I fucking hate people in my family have died of lung cancer, cigarettes, blah, blah, blah. And I hate them. Can't stand them. Don't have nothing to do with them. I can't effing stand them. So the teacher gave us a list of things and said, you have to pick one of these and you're going to go to the library, because they taught us how to use the library to do research. That was one of the main things of this class. And there was another class where we had to learn how to do research with the library. So I was already pretty much keen with it and I was comfortable doing that. So you had to learn how to do research on legal stuff. So, and finding evidence, and it had to qualify, blah, 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 all these legal terms, okay? So I picked cigarette smoking. I was going to prove that cigarette smoking causes cancer. I'm like, oh, this is an easy one. This is going to be a slam dunk. So what ended up happening was the teacher goes, okay, everyone got it? And she goes, she wrote down your name. Like, which one do you have? Well, I got this. I got my name so-and-so. This is what I got. Oh, my name is Mike Kollin, and I'm going to prove that cigarettes cause cancer and kill people. She goes, okay, now that I got all and I wrote it down, so you can't change it. She goes, you have to do the opposite. And we're like, well, what do you mean? Well, if you, she picked me. She goes, Michael, if you have to prove that cigarettes cause cancer, you have to prove that they don't cause cancer. I'm like, and I yelled, I go, that's not fair, because it's not true. All the evidence shows. She goes, no, Michael, you have to go in the library and you have to do research that proves that it does not cause cancer. And I was like, oh, this is not fair. I'm going to get an F. Because you competed and depending on whether you won or not, depending on how much you proved, that was what your grade was dependent upon. Now I'm miserable. I'm pissed off. I went to the library grudgingly and I put it off for a while, but I had to do it because we had like a week left. And the librarian, she's like, Michael, what's wrong? Now, you get to know the librarian over here. I'm like, well, I've got to prove this and I don't believe that. But she's, well, Michael, I can help you. I think you're going to be surprised at the evidence that you find. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, come on, here, I'll help you get going. And thank God she did. Otherwise, I would have failed this test, this competition. So I found all these articles where these people would smoke cigarettes at the age of 15 or 12 or whatever, and they would live to be 95 years old, 97 years old, and didn't have cancer. And they lived to a great old age and health, and they were athletes, and it was just the most incredible thing. And the funny thing, and then they'd have a sibling that had never smoked a cigarette in their life who ended up dying of lung cancer at the age of 37. And I'm like, wait, what? So I started finding all this empirical scientific evidence and data, I don't like to use that word, but I'm going to use it, to prove that this isn't true. And here's the thing. It made me realize, wait a minute, maybe cigarettes don't cause cancer. Maybe it's our beliefs that cause it. That was one of the biggest foundations for me to finally start beginning to understand and believe and realize our beliefs create our reality. They create our energy inside our body. This is what finally got me going down the path of energy healing. Okay, that's another completely different story, something I do. So let me kind of shift back to what we're doing here. So I won. I got an A+ in class. I proved all my points, all the requirements, blah, blah, blah. And I beat my opponent by far. And here's the thing. He got a 5-year scholarship. He got a 5-year scholarship on speaking to the University of Buffalo, I think Buffalo, Colorado, whatever they're called. And I thought it was kind of odd that this guy's getting a scholarship doing this, and I beat him in class twice. So here's my point. You guys are watching all these negative YouTube videos, and the videos are coming up really soon here on all this negative stuff. So you're just like, yep, see, my belief, that's proving what I'm saying. What I'm trying to help you understand is you are choosing a belief that's screwing you over. What's really going on, you got hurt emotionally. You're afraid of getting hurt. You need to deal with that. Now, here's one of the things you need to do. Start focusing on the fact that there are good women out there, that there are loving women that would love to be with you. The challenge is, if you have a belief so strong that all women are this and all women are that, a good woman will come into right in front of your face, smile at you lovingly, and it's the purest being on the planet, an angel sent from the heavens, and you won't see her, you won't appreciate her, you'll be like, yeah, I just wish I could find someone who loves me, and she's like, I'm right here, dumbass. I say that for emphasis because until you open your mind to the possibility of this, you're never going to find someone who's good to you. You're always going to attract to you what you focus on. And if you only focus on bad women and women are bad and women are this, that's what you're going to get. That's the way it works. Period. End of sentence. Now, if you don't think you're prepared for these next two video shorts, they're about 30 to 60 seconds each, I would please recommend that you stop watching this right now, because this could really emotionally traumatize you. I'm serious. I'm not joking. It will shock you. You ready?
I just got an email from my bank saying that my deposit was made today. I didn't make a deposit today, and half my home loan's gone.
Really?
What? I did not make that. What? Did someone accidentally put money into my home loan?
Accidentally.
Well, I didn't do this. Can you just hold up? Where the hell did that come from? What? Okay, I don't know what's going on.
It's me.
What?
I pay for it.
Why?
Because you deserve it. You do so much for me.
What?
Time every day.
Can you believe that? She paid half his home loan. She paid it off. I mean, why would she do that? What's wrong with her? Women are horrible. Unbelievable.
Late at night, his girlfriend suddenly shows up.
何してる終電だよ
ダメな
ダメよに決まってるやん
なんで K 君が会いたいって言ったやん
He didn't think she'd actually come.
会いたいって言ったのは寝る前に今日も会えたらよかったな普通会いに来ません
会いたくないってこと
会いたくないってわけじゃないけど普通来んからこんな時間に
He was worried she might not make it back home.
だって任務会いたかったやん
会いたかったちょっとだけやで今日会うのちょっとに決まってるやん
But then,
K 君の家泊まるで
終電で帰ってよ
だから終電で来たんやって思
she had no plans to leave.
俺んち無理よ
うなんで
え汚いもん絶対無理会えてよ
いやいやなん
無理
で
In the end,
ほんまに今日泊まるんでも俺の家シングルベッドよ歯磨き1個しかないよお母さんおるよ今日それでもいいなら泊まる
止めてください
Then you got this little monster. I mean, how dare her come to him, take a train, the last train, to force him to let her stay the night. The horror. The horror. I wouldn't date a woman who wants to pay half my home loan. I wouldn't, in a million years I wouldn't do that. And I wouldn't date some girl who rides a train to come see me, who shows up with those beautiful, cute little eyes, and she's happy, beaming, smiling from ear to ear, and just full of joy and happy. No, I want to go to a club, and I want to meet a woman who does cocaine and drugs, and, you know, who sleeps around, and then I would say, all women are bad! The other thing I do is when women dress up and they got that overly thick makeup on, they got their booty showing, they got that push-up bra and their boobs hanging out, and they got all this perfume and makeup and dangling earrings, and they're advertising their sex for sale, or however you want to say that, and they look pissed off and angry. That's the one I'm going to date. Because those are the women you guys date, and then you say all women are this way. It's not all women. It's all the women that you're dating. You are unconsciously turning away from really, really good women that are kind and sweet. And here, it's a really kind of a weird thing, because if you have this issue inside until you heal it and clear it, that's what you're going to continue to do, because it doesn't resonate with the toxic trauma that you have inside. And that's why you attract those kind of women. This is why it's so important to do emotional healing on your personal issues. Because the energy, the emotional trauma, is only attracted to and only attracts people on the same emotional level, whether it's trauma level or happiness and love and health level. So if you have a toxic level of bonding with someone, that's what you're going to connect with. That's what you're going to attract energetically. That's the way life works. If you have a belief that really doesn't support you and it doesn't make sense, we can change it. That's the work I do. I also specialize in emotional healing. You begin to heal things. You begin to realize the negative beliefs that you have, limiting beliefs you have. There's literally a technique we have that's called belief change. We can shift your beliefs. We can heal your beliefs. We can change your decisions. There's all kinds of things that may be going on an unconscious level that are guiding you down this path that you don't even want to go down. your life can get a lot better. On top of it, I'm teaching a really unique set of communication skills that women really appreciate, like, and enjoy. There's new technologies, neurolinguistic programming, Ericksonian hypnosis, timeline therapy, a lot of things that I'm certified and trained in as an NLP trainer, master Ericksonian hypnotherapist, certified master practitioner of timeline therapy, and a bunch of other things. I could go on for quite a while. I've trained in these things for over 12 years. And I've been practicing them for 30 years. You can change your life, you can change your beliefs, because the beliefs you have will guide you down that path. That's how powerful your beliefs are. They will only attract you to those kind of women. When a nice girl that comes up to you is full of joy and happiness and love, you just don't even recognize it. It's almost like you kind of see her like a dog that's in your way, and you're kind of looking around for this woman that's going to prove your beliefs right. Be careful of what you believe, man. Be careful, because your beliefs guide your every move, every decision, every thought, every word that comes out of your mouth is based on what you believe. It is not based on reality. So change your beliefs. You want to know what the other problem is? I'm going to give you some pointers here, some tips. Is you have this probably book full of red flags, and you have 0 green flags. I'm going to give you some green flags. See, remember, you're going to get what you focus on. So I would focus on the green flags so you can see the good people and see the good in them. Because otherwise, you're not going to... When you meet a good person, you're just like, well, I don't see any red flags here, so I'm looking for red flags. So, okay, she doesn't have any red flags. Got to find someone who's got red flags to prove my belief is right. And that's what you're doing. You need to find people that are good. The only way you're going to find good people is if you know what to look for. If a woman likes you, she's going to buy you dinner. If a woman likes you, she's going to offer to pay half. If a woman likes you, she's going to cook you dinner. You want to know what else? If a woman really likes you, she's going to text you every day. She's going to page you. She's going to call you. She's going to want to connect with you. She's going to say, hey, when can I meet? That's how you know when a woman likes you, because she wants to be with you. Guys, trust me, if a woman really likes you, she's going to contact you. And I don't mean once a week or once every 5 days. She's going to contact you every day, unless she has a really demanding job. How long does it take to say, I love you, I can't talk, I'll talk tomorrow, I'll contact you, or I'll text you more tomorrow, I'm busy? It doesn't take more than a minute, 60 seconds, 2 minutes at most. Everyone has 2 minutes. If she doesn't text you, she doesn't like you, delete her number, move on. They will do nice things for you. They will buy you a hoodie. They will buy you a cute little thing. They'll take you to their favorite hair cutter. They'll take you to some, hey, I think you're going to like this. They will do things for you. They will take you places. They will invite you to places. When they introduce you to their friends, they will say, this is my friend so-and-so, and they'll do it in an enthusiastic way. And if one of their friends laughs at you or makes a joke of you, she'll defend you, and she'll tell that friend to get the F out. And if she doesn't, then you walk. You need to make a list of things that work for you, because a lot of times our personalities just don't match. It doesn't mean she's a monster. It just means, hey, you need more hugs. Maybe she doesn't like to hug. Maybe she's a visual person. But then again, you probably don't know the predicate system, do you? Guess what? I teach that in Cracked Female Code. You probably don't know deep love strategy. We have different ways of receiving love. If you don't love her in the way that she receives love, well, she's not going to feel love. She's going to get miserable, pissy. And then you say, see, all women are horrible. No, you just didn't love her in the way that she needed. She was patient. She waited 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. And after a while, she's like, I don't feel love from you. And you're like, I buy you things all the time. Well, maybe she needs to hear it. Maybe she needs to feel it. These are neural pathways that we receive love in different ways. You have to learn that. If you don't know that, well, the odds of you accidentally on purpose bumping into the right person, well, it's like rolling the dice. Who the hell wants to roll the dice when it comes to a long-term love relationship? Not me. One thing that's an absolute requirement now that I'm older, communication. Communication, 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 communication. If a woman is too shy, if she doesn't have the ability, if she doesn't share, if she doesn't say, hey, when you did this, this upset me, or I don't like that, could you please not do it again? Rather, she holds it in, gets angry and wants me to mind read her. That doesn't work with me. That does not work with me. I will tell her, look, communication and clarity are very important to me. If you can't do this, we're not going to be a match. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to have that belief. Maybe you don't care about that. See what I'm saying? This is my personal belief. I need communication. Otherwise, I find that my relationships go to hell. And I also find that when someone communicates, you can work things out. So you need to make a list of your own requirements. There are a lot of good women out there, and I mean a lot. The problem is it's not coming up on your radar system because you're not wired that way. You're not looking for it. Instead, you're going on YouTube, letting all these false beliefs. This means that in NLP, it's a little thing like when people come to you, like, oh, okay, so they got a complex equivalent. We have to point that out to them. And they're like, oh shit, that's true. So a lot of times you take on beliefs simply because you read it in a book or because you saw it on a YouTube short from a total stranger you've never heard of, you never met. They don't have any credentials. You don't know who the hell they are, and you just blindly believe whatever they tell you. Don't do that. Ask yourself, well, is that really true? Okay, do you guys honestly believe the more money you have, the more stress you have? If you do believe that, you're probably on the wrong channel, because we like money here. That's it, guys. I hope this video had an impact on your life, and I hope you can open up a little bit to start seeing the other side. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, click subscribe, go ahead and make a comment. And if you want, there's a donation button right there in the description box. It's a PayPal link. You can also buy one of my dating relationship books, Cracked Female Codes, the one I'd start off with. All right, guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye.